So as you can see, we're all nicely sanded in there like so. Now when it comes to gluing this together, because we're going to have the glue lines, right, and this is potentially something we're going to be seeing in here, we're going to see this glue line, and we want to kind of remove that as much as possible, so when we look down there we don't see those nasty join lines, because it's going to be sprayed all white as well, so it kind of comes up a lot more clear. Now this is something we don't normally use, not very often, which is the Tamiya cement, and their normal one. This is their thicker version of our Tamiya extra thin cement, right? Hopefully you can see it's quite a bit more thicker, which basically what it means is it will linger on the surface of your plastic for a lot longer, which kind of means it sort of almost kind of like melts a little bit more as well. Melts, dissolves, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to go off now, and right before we even bring these together, which, you know, traditionally we don't normally do it like this, I want to sort of, with the side of the brush, just kind of like try and just paint this on, you know, almost like a nice bead all around these edges, right, where it's going to glue together, right. And because it's not Tamiya extra thin cement, right, I haven't got to worry about it just evaporating and then it's not going to glue together, right. So I can nicely go off and also do the opposite side as well, right. I mean, I'm trying to keep it as neat as I can, you know, it's not a major worry, but, you know, having a nice blob exactly where we're targeting this will be good, right. So we've got that on there now, so we can bring these two pieces together like so, right. And what we want to do is actually try and ooze this, right. Try and get it to ooze a bit. I mean, now I'd probably come in with the Tamiya, not the quick dry, where is it, here we go, the normal Tamiya extra thin cement. This is not the quick setting one, and actually kind of just go around the edges again, but with just loads of this glue is basically what we're sort of after here. Right, the more glue we can get in there, target that area, getting it to just ooze, right, it should hopefully eliminate any sort of gaps. Now the only downside to this technique, I will say, is we're applying so much glue, we're getting it to ooze. I mean, it's probably going to take a bit more time than normal to actually kind of dry before we can go off and do some sanding. I'd probably like leave it like a day or something. While I've got all that glue on there, I just want to sort of try and squeeze at it and just try and get it to ooze, right. Now once I've done that, you know, you really want to make sure you get it all round before it kind of dries. You want to take it at this opportunity now where it's probably the most gooey, shall we say, to get it to just ooze out. And what I'm going to do now, if you remember, we were looking at this, if we discussed in the last episode, where what can you actually see. So this is the part we're going to see, is going to be seen down here. So I'm really going to try and target these actual glue lines here. So I'm actually going to try now, right, come in on the inside, right, and try and just kind of like actually rub that in there. In fact, we're probably at a stage now where we could do with getting paintbrush out, right, just so as we can get a little bit further and deeper, because the paintbrush that comes with these Tamiya extra thin cement pots can't really get as deep, right. So I'm kind of almost going to be sort of using the paintbrush now to sort of try and actually get this oozed out a bit of kind of Tamiya extra thin cement, as well as the oozed out plastic. Right, and hopefully you could sort of see that I'm kind of like trying to brush it together. Right, so it almost kind of, without sanding, becomes one sort of smooth piece. I don't know if you're seeing that very well on camera, but it does kind of just bring it together a bit by just having so much of that glue and kind of turn it into an oozy little bit of a light mess that you can then, a bit out of focus there, sorry. Hopefully as you can see that I'm just kind of oozing it together and kind of making a little bit of a oozed film on top, right? So hopefully what you can sort of see by doing that, and I'll do it on all the other sides, is that that join line there, if I'll maybe show you the opposite side we haven't done that brush technique there with, you might be able to see, you could sort of see that line, hopefully, maybe it's a little hard to see on camera, but we're kind of like oozing it all together. As you can see, I'm touching that and it's oozing off little sticky bits, right? But if I keep the paintbrush wet, right, we won't have that, but it'll just kind of just merge it all together to be, hopefully as you can see, like virtually kind of like looks like one piece. So okay, yes, this technique kind of looks cool, but it's going to take a bit of time to dry because we've used so much glue, we've kind of dissolved it so much. You know, tomorrow I'll go off and, like, you know, just as I've sort of shown you just with the sanding, right, we'll go in there and kind of should, hopefully looking at that, light bit of sanding, and that should be all sort of nice and lovely and smooth. So there's a nice quick way of, sort of quick way of doing some air intakes, getting rid of those nice seam lines.